It's now time to bring you our feature on the show today. It's less than 24 hours to the Eld-kabir celebration, also known as the Festival of Sacrifice, which is celebrated globally every year by Muslim faithful. Now, attached to it is the slaughtering of rams, cows, sheep, or even camels to bring to the fore the giant strides and perseverance of Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail in total obedience to Allah. Now, however, in Nigeria, this critical part of Islam celebration for many faithful has been met with quite a harsh economic reality. Round markets have so far recorded about 100% increase in price of the livestock, and the ripple effect, purchasing powers of many cannot support the current price peg of even smaller sized rams. Hence, they are torn between the options of having to share purchases or no purchase at all, or have to deal with other smaller livestock. Well, it was gathered that prices of big rams range between 185 to 200,000. Small rams, which sold at about 40,000 just last year, are now going for well over 85,000 to 90,000 naira. The medium size, which also sold for between 50 to 60,000 naira last year, is now going for 120,000 naira, representing a little over 100%. Well, joining me now live in our Lagos studio to discuss this and much more, I have Muslim faithful and also legal practitioner, Barrister Oladipupo Hakim Shale. Good to have you on the breakfast show this morning.
Good morning, Mr. David.
Eid Mubarak, that's the appropriate greetings for the day. It's less than 24 hours to the Eid celebrations, and we have to bring in focus the fact that the purchase of rams has skyrocketed. Yes, we have supply disruptions and a whole lot more, and the pocket of the average Nigerian Muslim faithful cannot necessarily support this. Give us live, real life or examples of how much of a price peg you have had to face, and then other Muslim faithful as well.
Very well. Ordinarily, it's a pleasure having me this morning. Even it has been in news over the years, even exactly last year, it wasn't strained. People were shouting, the ram is very expensive. But this very year is just extraordinary expensive. Just times two of what we were having last year. And some people are like of the opinion that what could be the cause? Could it be the fact that because major Muslims in Nigeria didn't go for Hajj this year? But similarly, we have seen that last year. They were not be able to go to Hajj because of this COVID-19. Yet it wasn't this much expensive. So like we have it, like you just said earlier, ordinarily as at last year when it was quite expensive, ram of like range of 50, 60,000 naira, we have it, no matter how cheap it may be bargaining for like 90, 110, and if you want to get a bigger one that used to be like 70, 80 last year, we're talking about around 50,000, 180, 200 plus. So it's just quite amazing. But basically, the reason I can see behind that is because of the hardship economy we have, the rate at which things are increasing.
The food for the ram is expensive,
and the insecurity we have. People used to, I know of some Muslims, even some Hajj and young guys that used to go to Kano, Sokoto to get in the large quantity, buy 500, 400 PPCs. It's very quite difficult for them to travel because of the insecurity. So the little ones we have, you know what happened, and they just put the price and they will.
Now, even for the smaller size ones that were about 40,000 just last year are going for about 80, 90,000 naira. So now what are the alternatives? Some would say, well, they'll just have to make their celebration with chicken, or with, that feel of the celebration is somewhat eliminated, wouldn't you say?
Ordinarily, the alternative I would say that people will look into it because of the faith and the rule guiding this layer. They can't say you want to kill chicken, it doesn't go.
A goat might suffice.
Say, oh, layer, this one doesn't want layer, it doesn't go. And it's not a do or die affair. The option, first of all, if you don't have the capacity, some people just like, the Yoruba will say, obesile, meaning I won't be able to.
So we'll see more shared purchases.
Yes, some people like, well, I have to accept.
Let's buy together, and then we'll
some people like, let's share. Some people say, I can't afford it because you won't put some important things aside and go for a layer. Probably you don't pay your school fees for your son and things like that. So first option is some people like, let's just manage, let's just share. Some people say, let me just wait. But ordinarily, some people have the opinion that okay, when they were hearing this news of this high cost of ram, it's either they get it earlier enough. So it's not everybody that can do that because of the cost of feeding. Okay. So or they get it like 2 days or 3 days before the layer, which they are actually doing today. When you get to Kara, everywhere, Mangoro, you see people rushing.
For those wait until the last
minute. They believe
minutes.
that when it's getting close, like a day before the Hilaya, like just today, or even tomorrow morning, immediately after the Eld-kabir prayer, when they get to this mala, maybe they will even...
And then they will experience the price crunch. Now, give me a real-time example. So a ram that goes for about 90,000 naira, say yesterday, by tomorrow morning, what would be the likely price paid?
No matter how reduced the price may be, ram that used to be like 90,000 like yesterday, 3-4 days ago, no matter how reduced, you can just get a reduction of like 5 to 10,000 naira. Not extraordinarily reduced to that extent, you understand? So that's just it.
Well, for the average Nigerian now, talking about the significance, but do you think that still takes away the relevance of the significance of the sacrifice?
It won't take it away, because no matter how the hardship here and there, people still manage their ways. Some people are still endowed, and some people are so generous to the extent that, okay, I can buy around for like 10 people. So with that,
but those who also buy more to share with the community and other faithful cannot necessarily do as much now. So somebody ordinarily will buy, say, 3 or 5, now just has to deal with 1.
Yeah, exactly. They will do. Take for instance, you have some organization like a bank, like can offer to like, the only thing they can do is, instead of them going for range of 180,000, they can just get it reduced to reduce their cost. You understand?
We are having live pictures here, but take for example the ram we have right here. Okay, we're yet to see the full size of the ram.
Okay,
take for example that one going into the minibus there.
That one is just, let me just say it's average, or let me say it's a big ram. No matter how list price you get is 180, 190.
Wow.
That very one. So if at all it's getting reduced, you may be lucky to have it.
Now, the report we have from the National Bureau of Statistics is that inflation rate is gradually reversing. But at the end of the day, people go to the market and it's a different picture we have. The 1,000 naira you have on ground cannot buy the same volume you had last month, 2 months ago, or last quarter. So now with food inflation also skyrocketing, you can't just eat the ram alone. You need other supporting ingredients. You still need your rice, your meat, and other ingredients to add to it, and all of these are also skyrocketing. How do you feel about this whole increase we've had so far?
This is quite wholesome and quite unbelievable. So at worst, some people used to adopt this method. At least, no matter how hard it is, you just have to like cut your coat according to your size, like they say.
No more your size, your material.
Exactly. Or at most, some people just like, if I can't afford like larger quantity of pepper, rice, after slaughtering the ram, some people can even share it raw. Or they just fry it, and thank God I've ever done the needful. At least I've slaughtered it around and I've shared it accordingly.
But do you share in the sentiments that these figures are not translating to what we have in terms of real-time play out in terms of how much Nigerians have to face? This is the Ileya celebration. We're still going to have the Christmas celebration as well. Things are going to get a little tougher.
Same thing that applies to Ileya. Just be expecting the same thing, if not worse.
And what's your last words to your fellow Muslim faithful as well in the mood of the celebration for today?
We just have to give thanks to God. At least no matter how difficult the country is, waking up, staying alive, healthy, you just have to give thanks to God. That is the more reason why we have to have this Ileya festival, because of the Genesis. At least the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam actually vowed that he will sacrifice his son Ismail, and which I actually did. He wanted to do that, and Allah has replaced that with a ram. That was the genesis of this Ileya. So think of it, if you have to like slaughter one of your son or your first son for giving thanks to Allah or obeying him. No, now Allah has replaced that with Ileya. So it's just like the Yoruba will say Odun. It's something to just make yourself happy. People will see celebrate, come what may, and give thanks to God, and you keep increasing in your faith and mode of worship.
Thank you very much for your time on the breakfast show this morning, Barrister Oladipupo Hakim Shele. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and Eid Mubarak. We hope the celebrations of the season will definitely be shared amongst your family and other Muslim faithful, and may Allah continue to bless and keep us.
Thank you very much
for your time.
You're very much welcome.